Hey guys, this is Espolarity. I play 2XKO on twitch.tv/Espolarity, and I'm sitting around 1400 RP right now. And what we're going to do today is actually look over some of these patch notes. We got like an early patch preview going on here from Yoho CFGC. I'm not even sure how credible this is, but everyone's taking this as fact. So I'm coming as he works for Riot. So let's just say that this is real. I gotta say, I've already read through these patch notes. I'm liking a lot of this. So for the core gameplay, what they're saying is that most projectiles will be deleted when you hit point champions or an assist champion. That includes wind wall, time winder, rockets, mushroom, etc. I think this is one of the best changes that could possibly happen because there's been a lot of situations, especially that I've had to come in contact with, where you beat someone like Alawi or Echo in neutral. Like you hit them, you're already in the combo, and then the projectile hits you. Like let's say a tentacle spawns or the time winder puts you in 4 million frames of being stunned, and then they get like a combo for getting hit, which is always a really bad feeling. So where I'm really glad that's a change. Another big change that's happening here is the ability to. They're removing the ability to charge projectile assist when tagged out. That's kind of like a targeted. I want to say that's like a targeted nerf to Teemo, because really what that means is that Teemo can't hold his sling, his like slingshot when he tags. That's like another Teemo nerf, but that's glad we hate Teemo, so that's totally okay. So something else here is that all 8 frame jabs are changed to 7 frame jabs. I'm not too sure if that really impacts like a lot in the game because the only thing I can really think about is just that like I don't know, like Warwick overhead is still going to be 6 frames, like -6, so it's not as if they can like punish that or anything. But I guess they're a little bit better on defense, which is definitely nice. You know, if you're like 1 frame slower. But if we move down here just like a tiny bit, the Echo, Yasuo, Ari, and Teemo. Apparently, people are still considering Teemo Big Four, but I don't know about that one. Um, but we are getting big nerfs. I mean, well, not big nerfs, but I'm hoping we're gonna get big nerfs for these characters because right now it doesn't seem like it, but who knows? So the big one is that Echo can no longer teleport out of his grab recovery. I feel like that is so needed because right now Echo is kind of dominating the meta with his install. They have to nerf the install somehow. I was thinking they were gonna make it like a level 2, maybe like make it a different resource. I mean, it is already kind of resourced once you spend the meter, but either way, he can't teleport out of the grab recovery. If he tries to go for that setup, what he's gonna do is he's gonna whiff the grab, and then you'll be able to punish him, which is really good. So he can still get mixed, but you're no longer forced to stay in the corner in fear of being grabbed. Let's see. Ari throwing an air fireball no longer refreshes her air dash. That is actually amazing. I feel like the reason why that's really good. I'm actually an Ari player, but I dislike Ari players that play very passively and really just stay on the opposite side of the screen. It's like I'm gonna dash in, I'm gonna dash out, I'm gonna throw a projectile, I'm gonna dash out again, and then they just stay in the air the entire game. That's really what people hate. People hate non-gameplay, and I feel like that's really understandable, actually. So Ari's still an amazing character even without this. I mean, like she doesn't really need this. She still gets 2 air dashes. You can air dash projectile and then do command dash into a button, which is totally fine. Like you still get 2 air dashes. You just don't need to refresh all of your air options on air fireball. Like that seems like kind of an oversight. So for Yasuo, his stay medium and down medium have more recovery, which seems like okay. I don't I would really hope that he would get more nerfs than that, and we don't really know because this isn't the full patch notes just yet. But I feel like it's okay as a nerf. I mean, it definitely changes some of his routes, and perhaps that impacts how much damage he can do moving forward. But I feel as if most of the issues I personally have with Yasuo is just that he doesn't feel good to play against. Like his buttons are way too big, and they're giving him a bigger hitbox already. His buttons are way too big for how fast they are. He's way too fast. He has the best mix, the best damage, the best neutral. He can skip neutral really easily by jumping and doing his, I think it's JS1. It just doesn't feel good to play against Yasuo. And he has like really cheap like cross up moves. If he holds that JS1 in the air, it like crosses you up, or it can hit same side. He can do the same thing on the floor. It's just like it's just annoying to deal with. It feels like he's meant for a one-on-one game versus like a 2v2. So he just feels so significantly stronger than the rest of the cast. It doesn't quite feel right. Um, but let's see, Teemo, we already know he's getting like super nerfed. But if we move on to like the buffs here, we have meaningful and targeted changes for all other champions. For some, this is a general suite of buffs. Yeah, we know. So basically, we're getting like one, just kind of like a general overview of what the idea is to do with these characters. So Blitzcrank's hurt boxes and normals are significantly improved, which I think, what you call it, which I think is pretty all right. But hey, making Blitzcrank's neutral better is definitely a good thing because I mean, like Blitzcrank struggles. He struggles really bad. I think. Um, all right, so for moving on, yeah, because I mean, honestly, what I do in neutral against Blitzcrank, I just sit there and I parry his arm when he throws it out, and then I just use my assist to get in. Braum keeps Unbreakable when performing S2 Super while in Unbreakable and has an enhanced back assist. Back assist will make Braum feel big and strong, and now he has a usable super when cornered while in Unbreakable. Okay. I mean, I can understand why you want to give Braum buffs, but I feel like if Braum gets too strong, that definitely makes the meta lame. I mean, even right now, I feel like Braum is like people say he's really weak, but I think he's in a pretty decent place. Like he's not like the strongest character to ever exist, but I think he's in a pretty decent place. Darius is now able to charge Apprehend. Really? You cannot do follow-ups, but are plus after, allowing you to effectively bait parry while on offense. Okay, I'm gonna need to see that one in action. I mean, I can kind of, I mean, I can understand it. Um, is his apprehend is not, it's not the cleave, it's the one where he pulls you in, which I Darius is already really strong. He's kind of like the Broly of this game, I would say. He's like very unga bunga. I'm just gonna swing and I'm gonna win. I don't really like if what I'm thinking is correct, and that's the pull you in move, and then he has a 50-50 of either like jabbing for like a optimal starter or grabbing you for like a grab combo. If he can bait parry on that, I I hope it's just obvious. I hope it's like obvious for the defender so that you can react accordingly. I hope it's not just like guessing. I very much hate guessing. I like reactables. Okay, so Jinx BS1 is now significantly better on hit with increased hit stun, and it now launches grounded opponents. It doesn't scale damage nearly as much and opens up new neutral options and combo routes. I don't know anything about Jinx, so I'm just gonna move on. I'm just gonna move on. I'm gonna be honest. I don't play Jinx. I don't really play against her too often, and when I do, I play Vi. So I just kind of roll Jinxes. I mean, I don't really care too much. But Alawi is really strong. So let's move on to her. Alawi NH. What is it? Neutral heavy. Okay. Alawi neutral heavy. I usually in my head that's 5H. Alawi neutral heavy and just her frame do more damage. Allowing neutral heavy and her just frame do more damage, but her mediums do less damage. Allowing players will be rewarded for big punishes now. Okay, I mean, I think that's okay. I think Alawi needs different changes, honestly, because what I struggle with most is just how much advantage she has with the tentacles on screen. I wish that it was like I wish that you could hit the tentacles while they were active, that you could like trade with them. Oh, hi BMO. I think that'd be really nice if you could trade with the tentacles. Because there's been a lot of situations where I've tried to like jab the tentacles, but then she's already in the startup, so I get grabbed by it instead. Like the little twisty move, or I hit a Lowy and tentacle comes up, kills me. Um, or even in neutral, where if you try and parry like the down Alawi tentacle and then she handshake tags, it makes it a mid, but sometimes it doesn't. It's like really bugged. I think Alawi is just in general like a really bugged character, and I think that they kind of smoothen her out moving forward. But let's see. I think the Vi change is actually really huge as a Vi player. Vi can cancel charge Knuckle Down into footwork at the cost of Knuckle Down being slightly lower to the ground. It'll be slightly worse in neutral, but on offense, it opens up new pressure and combo opportunities. So I think that this is kind of a nerf and a buff at the same time. So you're not really going to be able to use like Knuckle Down as good in uh you're not really going to be able to use Knuckle Down as good in neutral just to kind of like skip neutral. I mean, I definitely do that. I'm like very very guilty of that. Just kind of using the lariat. I'm moving forward. I'm moving forward. I'm moving forward. I don't care. Um, I what I don't like is that Knuckle Down is slightly lower to the ground. What that means is that we are losing some combo routes because a lot of combo routes rely on Vi hitting the lariat while the character is very high in the air, so that she has time to recover and then press like a medium or heavy to continue the combo while they're on the way falling down. I mean, honestly, it's fine. I don't even really use Knuckle Down in most combos. I don't think it's really too necessary. A lot of Vi players do, and I can see that being like, oh, I have to relearn combo routes. But all the Vi's combos, even like the really simple ones, do a lot of damage. And honestly, if you're really good, you just use like 5 electrics, anyways. Me, I'm like a 3 to 4 electric fella. Okay, I think that's all right. I think that's enough for me. But I do like the idea of Vi having more pressure on offense because I mean, like she's really strong on offense at the moment, but I want more. When other characters, it's not okay. When it's my character, that's okay. So Warwick is able to combo airborne opponents easier, and S2 Raka into Super is much more consistent. His overall power is largely the same, but he'll feel much more natural to play at beginner and immediate such advanced levels. Um, Okay, so for Warwick, that's a little bit. I mean, I really don't like that too much. The changes I would like to see for Warwick is definitely make his hurt box a little more consistent. I mean, it does like really weird interactions with Ari, and honestly, like his head leans so far forward from his body that you think you should be able to hit him, and it looks like sometimes you do, but you don't, and it's just really annoying to kind of deal with Warwick, especially because like he can kind of do whatever he wants. Like his airborne power is already really strong. It's very inconsistent to punish Warwick. I wish it was a little more consistent to punish Warwick because the most consistent punishes you can really get are like maybe on the low, like that's very minus, that's nice. On the overhead, he's only -6. So if you're like mashing light, it'll sometimes work, it'll sometimes won't work, just depending. Um, if you're mashing grab, that pretty much always works, but it's like I would like a more optimal punish than grab. Because the thing is, even if you're late with grab, he can't really do anything as a counter option, or even if he's just blocking, he's still going to get hit by the grabs. Like grab is more consistent. Even with like the demon flips in the air, grab is the most consistent punish. If you 2H, you're basically gambling. Like the grab beats 2H for some reason a lot of the time. The overhead beats 2H a lot of the time just because of like how high up he is in the air, depending how good your 2H is. It's just like really annoying to deal with Warwick, and the punishes you get from being defensive versus his offense don't give you as much as they should. I feel, but let's move on to patch notes length. Warwick, Braum, and Blitz have some issues we want to clean up for our official launch. These changes have patch notes that are quite long and are designed to clean up rough edges and a wide variety of moves. We'll be focusing on high impact changes moving forward. Okay, I mean that's pretty good. I mean Braum and Blitz definitely needed. I feel like Warwick is really strong because of the aforementioned reasons. He just kind of dominates play by being a monkey, and if he gets a hit, he gets just as much damage as everybody else. But I feel like he gets his hits a little bit easier. So, and they have a large amount of bug fixes going forward, and I'm really looking forward to those patch notes on January 19th. But that's just been kind of my say on what the patch notes are so far. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Follow me on YouTube, follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/s_Polari. I am always streaming to XKO, pretty much. Like you'll see me live. I'm trying to get Challenger. It's very hard with Yasuo and Echo dominating the meta. I'm really holding out hope that Yasuo becomes a little bit more honest and that Echo can get a little bit of nerfs. Because honestly, my biggest gripe with Echo and Yasuo is that they're just too strong in too many areas. You look at Echo Yasuo and you think these guys are really strong when it comes to neutral. They're really strong when it comes to block strings, mix, damage. They have nowhere where they're really weak. And it's very easy to point out weaknesses in other characters, but very difficult to point out weaknesses in Echo and Yasuo. A lot of people say, "Oh, but they're difficult to play," and I feel like that's not really that true. I would just like them to be a little more honest. I feel like a little bit more honesty, like an inch of honesty goes a mile in gameplay. That's all I said. That's all I'll say. But I hope you guys have a nice one. I'm out of here.